Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly, and today what we're going to do is we're going to work on our canvas watercolor paper that we have been using the past few days with our watercolor paints. And I used a regular watercolor palette for the background. And then I used some of our watercolor, soft gel watercolor from Martha Stewart's, which I showed you guys can be used in a very watercolory way or a very opaque acrylic way. And, I am somebody who loves to buy products that I can use in different ways. I don't always want to have to buy something and that's all we can use it for. I like to show different ways. And for people who are disabled like me and on a very limited income, or people who just, don't want to go out and buy a million products, you can always do your Roy G. Biv black white and get your soft gel watercolors, and they can also work for watercolor or an acrylic type thing. They are great. I will be showing the folk art watercolors soon. Um, so this just gives you something else to play with. So what I decided was I'm going to just do a little drawing on here. I think I'm just going to do one of my folk art angels maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see what comes out. And because y'all know sometimes you start with one thing and it just does not work. Um, so we're going to be doing that on top of this. And then I might, depending on the background, might add a few things. Now, in mixed media, you can do layer after layer after layer. So we definitely could, uh, you definitely could glue on scrapbook papers or mixed media papers, whatever, first, then do all this on top of it. You can add papers now. I mean, we really could layer this up. But this we kind of kept very simple to get that kind of mixed media effect, but, we're not going crazy. So I think I'm gonna, let's see. And this is just my B, what is it? Faber-Castell. Cannot see very well today. And I'm just going to kind of go in. Sometimes I like to make their faces just round, and other times I don't. We'll just kind of make it like a little egg right there. And I'm going to gesso this so you guys can see it. You don't have to gesso it, but some people find the background coming through not enjoyable. I don't care. That's okay with me. Then I'm going to kind of, now if you're somebody who does not want to draw on with pencil, you can of course use a Stabilo. You can of course use one of my favorite things are these Sharpie peel off China markers. Now listen, they don't come off, so it's not like a Stabilo where it's not water activated, but I mean, I'm going to do this. It's going to probably seal this in. But if you want something to use, you know, I mean, you can use something like that rather than this. You can use a watercolor pencil, um, which would work like a Stabilo. Do you know what I'm saying? Watercolor marker. You do you. You'll do you. And then I think I'm gonna, let's see. I want her to kind of be sideways. This is gonna be a little weird to do because I kind of want her looking, but when she looks, where's my neck? I think my neck goes back more, doesn't it? Oh, Kelly, 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 Kelly. I should have looked in the mirror first, but why? Why would I do that? Let's kind of do like that, okay? And then we're not going to really have a neck, so to say. I know I want her to have like a, a dress. And then this would be kind of her waist. Whose waist is that? Not mine. Maybe I'll take this down a little bit more. I'm just kind of sketching. I'm not really. We'll do the whole arm trick where it's kind of, you know, I love doing that arm trick, girl. Okay. You know, just so we kind of got an arm going here. And then this could be, taken off. Something else you can do is the big, just a big face. You know what I mean? Which would be, if that's what you're comfortable with, by all means. We'll just make her look like she has, like that. Okay? Kind of digging what I'm picking up what I'm putting down, as they say. Okay, gesso. I didn't grab any new gesso because why would I? I got my old gesso here, which is like, I have it upside down just to get enough out of it to go in there. And then I'm going to take a paint brush, and I am in love with this. I have to get more. I told Dave I have to get more. It is the Liquitex Basics. Now, I got some new plaid paintbrushes in, so I'm going to look and see if any plaids are like this, because these are I don't want to say they're hard, but they're not like when you put it down. So I have only very old brushes because I really don't open new brushes often until until I absolutely have to, but we shall see. I've opened a couple of the different plaid brushes and I'm loving them, but I have not come across one of these yet. All right, so all I'm going to do, and this is just, you don't have to do this. You can go straight for your face color, okay? This is just, I just want to show people because I know people will say, oh, but I don't like that coming through. I'm going to do it kind of sloppily. It's not that big a deal. I am not going to add hair at the moment, though, okay? But you see, and this stuff dries. By the time I get all the rest of the stuff done, it's going to be dry. Now, I can use this pattern as part of my dress. So I don't necessarily have to, you know, gesso that. I can put a nice light pink or something over it. We'll see. But for now, I'm just going to do the skin colors. Some people get very upset about the skin colors. Stuff showing through. Other people don't care, so we're going to do this today. Okay. I might have to come back for the hair once I decide what I want my hair to be. But for now, let's put you back here. I'm just going to take a quick second and dry it. Literally dries so fast. And if you don't have a heat gun to dry, use your hair dryer. If you don't have a hair dryer, go to your local Goodwill, thrift store, and get one there because they're a couple bucks, so good. And you know, you can use it for this is going to be light flesh in folk art, and you can use it for drying your art, especially if you're someone who's skeeved out from going to like Goodwill and all that. You know, don't be skeeved out. I was somebody who was extremely skeeved out. I hated thrift stores. I hated Goodwill. And my daughter made me go once, her and Dave, and I mean, I won't buy certain things from there. Like, look, I'm not buying underwear and bra from there. You see what I'm saying? I don't need that stuff touching my stuff. But shirts or sometimes people, if you're lucky, depends on, you know, the day, but people bring in tons of craft stuff that maybe somebody passed on, maybe somebody doesn't want to do it anymore, whatever. And so you can get like stamps and paint. So don't disregard that. You know, go check it out. All right. And you see, this is all I'm doing. No big deal. It's just painting. Like I said, this is excuse me, light flesh from I have a couple packages that are going out. I'm a tad bit behind on, and I use the word tad bit very loosely. It's just been, I've been having a really rough time and money and everything else. So they will be going out and everybody will be getting what they're waiting on. And then I usually don't like to do another giveaway until everybody gets their last, you know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. I have a lot of stuff to give away, but I really got to get this stuff out. I wouldn't feel right doing another one and then them not getting it. So if I owe you, you'll be getting it probably this week. And I'll probably throw a few extra little things in there. Who knows? Who knows? You see, I'm just drawing this. It is going to be almost 100 degrees here today. I can't believe it. But I've lost over 7 pounds since last week. Last Sunday, I believe, was when we started. And I'm very excited. So let's see what this week brings. I am going to do a video, but not right this second because I'm doing this now. All right, now I'm going to take this pink. And again, this is the Martha Stewart Soft Gel Acrylic Craft Paint in Pink Dahlia. You're going to know what colors I really dig by the colors I use. Now I'm going to wet my brush. I think I'll just put it on here. I'm going to dip in. Okay. I'm going to go like this. And the reason is because I don't want it so opaque that it covers. And I don't want it so watery colory that it just looks watery colory. I want it in the middle. And you see, I tell you guys all the time, when I'm doing anything loading paint, I always go this side and that side and this side and that side, even to mix. But then when you go on, you're kind of, you know, you're not going to want to do this necessarily if you're doing a small area, but a bigger area, yeah. And then if you go over it and you're like, it's a little too dark still, add just a little bit of water. It is not going to hurt nobody. But you're going to see, especially as it dries, and I probably could put a little bit more water on here. Go around this side. Yeah. And just keep scooping it in. And I've been playing a lot and trying to really learn a lot. Little tips and on, like I said, going back and forth with your, you know, like this, it really gives you like an extra stroke or two. Because, you know, you only do the one side, then you do it and you're constantly going back. But see how I can go back and forth and it'll just go over it. I can go and kind of do that. There we go. Now, you know what I didn't do and I should have? I should have looked, I probably do, and see if I had a face color in the watercolor. That would have been great to use for that. However, I didn't. Okay. But does that surprise me today? No. Okay. But look how beautiful. And it's still coming out, you know, from underneath. I'm just going to kind of, you know, and you can do little designs or whatever you want on the bottom. It doesn't matter. Okay. So I have that, and I'm going to dry it, and it dries very quickly. I mean, that's practically dry. I mean, how can, you know, how can you complain about that? So let's get in on the face. So I'll take my pencil, and I think I'm not going to do the whole face thing, you know what I mean? But what I'm going to do is just going to go, I'm using pencil today. I'm not going to worry about it. Just like that, and kind of bring like that. Just to kind of outline it. You don't have to. You can use paint. You can use markers, which are great. Just adding a little shadowing and a little, there you go, just a little bit. Do I want to make open or closed eyes? I think I want to do closed. So what I'm going to do is give her closed eyes. And because I'm doing folk, I'm not necessarily going to worry too much about the eye. You know what I mean? Like where everything's at, is it even? I'm not going to. Give her a little smile. Just like that. See how easy? And then we'll do like an eyebrow. Like that. And then I want to do some hair, so and then I can do it, you know, to go out here. Then here I can kind of firm up. If the chin's all the way down here, I might not want it like that, so I think I might just go in and round her up. Okay, now look what I did. You can see all that, but we'll take care of that. And the thing with pencil too is I can go in for the most part, if I didn't paint over too much of it, and erase, but I'm not worrying about that. I can fix that. So we'll do like that. And I'm gonna get what color? Maybe. Kind of go like that for the closed eye. And like for the crease, I want this wet. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah. I won't even have to lay more down. Now you see I got a lot of water. So what I'm going to do is dry it. Go back, pull some of it off. Don't worry, you know, sometimes that happens. You just get that extra bits in there. Just keep drying your brush off and going back and giving it a swipe. As it becomes permanent, it'll just give that nice wash. And you see how it's lifting some? And then just kind of go. Like that. You see? And you dry it, and like I said, once it's dry, it's going to be permanent. So something else you can do if you do this, I'm going to do this in her lips too, but I'm just going to leave it stronger. I love mixing the dark and the light, but what I'm going to do is, you see I did her top lip, and then I'm going to go in with the water, not as wet, and I'm going to pull it down. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something, and I've learned this the hard way. It's something I've learned. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Okay, so I have that. And then I'm going to grab... Where is it? Where is it? Do I want brown? I mean, I guess I could do brown in the eye here. And I'm going to do brown. For that. Oh, brown for her little nose. Now, these are the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pens, and this is in bold. And if you can see, you see how it has that nice tip. So you can not only, let me see if I can, oh my God, Kelly, please. Girl, get your life together, child. Not only does it write thin, like you can really write thin, you can write thick. So I enjoy the mediums. Now look, I enjoy the thin. I love markers. I'm a horrible marker person. I do enjoy them. But, you know, I always, what I started out with before I got a few more different colors is I always went with the packages. And you can get them at AC Moore, Michael's. You could use a coupon and you get extra small, small, fine, and bold, I think, is what's in the packet. And they're black. You can get black, you can get the brown. Those are fantastic because you can do, you know, I know a lot of people don't like to do black, but you definitely can. And it helps you when you write, like if you want to write a saying or whatever, you know, it works over the acrylic. I know they're coming out with a lot new, you know, newer ones, and that's cool. I'm not going to discuss a few few different brands that I'm not digging right now, but you know, here is the big one. This is called the Big Brush, and there's a B on it, and it's the Big Brush. And this bad boy is a big bad boy. Like if I wanted to use it for her hair, let's just do it for the sake of showing you. I can use the tip. That's what she said. And then I can go in. Okay, you see, and then I'm like, oh, I want it to go up here, around here. And then I can go in and color by using the side or whatever you want. I don't like to push hard on the tip. I can't even, that's what she said. I can't because I don't want it to necessarily fray out and break. I'm so sorry for my dog. She's our spaz dog, Yoshi. And then she makes Emily's little dog bark, and it's just, that's what life is here all the time. You know, and I'm not going to worry too much about her doing that. But if I'm going to take a wet brush again, and this is, again, the Faber-Castell. I do enjoy these. I can't help it. But if I add water and take it from down here, and look, you can lighten it and pull it all the way through. So if you're like, oh, I'm not digging that too much, if you take the time, you can definitely pull. It becomes like a liquid ink. And really because it's India ink is what it is. And you see. And you got to work fast because it dries fast. But, you know, I'm just showing you some fun to have. And you can just pull it through if you want it lighter up there. Look, you can even take it over here. So, you know. Okay, so I kind of want it to come follow her down here so we can cover that. And of course it'll be darker under her neck, like, you know, where there's no light. But what I'll do is this, and then I'll just go in. I did not wet it again. You definitely can if you want. I'm not. I'm just going to pull it up. And if you take the time, like I said, you really can add what you want to add. I'm going to go in here though with some of this, a little darker. You can give highlights that way. I mean, you really can have fun and play with these. So they're not, this is another thing, two furs I call them. You get 2 for 1. You can definitely manipulate these with water before they dry. Okay? Once they're dry, you're not going to be able to. Okay? All right, so that's all I'm going to torture you with today. Like I said. You know, if you want to pull some of that light down. So, that's it, because I'll sit here and play all day. Now, for the legs, look. This is how I do legs for the most part. I do this a lot on my, let's do you, a lot on my dolls that I make. So, my odd dolls. But I'll just go in with paint. And I usually like to put them close. But what I'll do is I'll just kind of give her legs. You can also gesso this part. And then I'll give her some legs. I can put some socks on her, some boots, whatever I want. And then you can outline those as well with marker or your pencil. But, you know, I mean, of course, I would go on. I might make a quote. I might. I don't think I need to white a lot of that out. The background, I'm kind of digging it. But I don't know. Who knows? When I finish it, I'll come in another video and show you guys, you know, what I decided to do with her. But I really like it. It's a lot of fun. We used mostly watercolor. How can you go wrong? A lot of fun. So if you guys do this, let me know. Tag me on Facebook. All my information is down below. I will link at the end of this video. It'll be coming up here in a few seconds. The first and second video of doing the whole background. If you're curious and want to go check it out. And yeah, let me know what you guys do. I'd love to see it. As always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And I love you guys. Progress, not perfection. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.